it's not going to make a lot of difference. It will be all okay. A lot of those teams now attracted towards the urban area. And we already know it's going to be stacked up with too many foes. So right now it's going to be your opportunity to find a good spot inside of the circle. Team Tumala's busy taking a fight against AX, and this standoff, it's not looking too great for Team Tumala's. The man was isolated and eventually gets taken down as well.
Oh boy, Team AX still pouncing on, trying to farm some finishes here. Gets the reset, unfortunately. They've lost Aryan. Seems like Myth is able to claim Aryan here. IGL's down. Team AX still in a very, very comfortable position. Still has 3 players, but things are getting very, very spicy in Jiaotin. Meanwhile, Nebula somehow is able to regroup towards RD as well. But as soon as I say this, I may have cursed it. White Walkers finds Nomi in the nooks and cranny, takes him out. But now the nades are going to be there to try and go for the confirmation, unless, ooh, fortunate for them, Kratos is there to provide cover fire, so they should be able to get the reset. White Walkers missing those nades, so Nebula, it should be A-okay for now.
Yeah, way too far back. Getting the confirmation now is impossible. They're just wasting utilities. I'm not even sure why they're tossing so many nades. Finding value is not going to be possible anymore.
Oh, the timing, Wayron, he could have took that shot. A very small little pixel. But just like that, White Walkers will back out from this fight. But let's take a look at this replay here with TAG charging way through. Kratos, Phoenix is able to somehow defend, and Jonathan and Harsh not able to take him out. That is just so unfortunate.
Yeah, probably one of the most random passes I've seen so far. But once again, they just wanted to use those recalls that they had available. TAG knew they've already done enough. They just wanted to die, reset once again back towards the recalls, and then think for the future. But hey, if you guys want to think for the future, maybe you should get your hands on this Spartan King set. Looks beautiful, man. The gold spin's available inside of the game. First spin of the day is only for 10 UC, and we've all got 10 UC lying around. So just go inside of the game and spin right now.
Yep, every single day. Only the first spin. Everything else is all solely depending on you guys here. But of course, luck becomes a very, very huge factor. And speaking of this factor here, Circle seems to be shifting outside of Jiaotin. It is going to be on the north side as well. Nebula Esports already in prime position on the outskirts of Jiaotin. They can pretty much punish a lot of teams coming in, rotating around them here. True Ripper is going to be playing on the east side. Lastade coming from the north side here. But for everybody else, they are going to be set in the crossfire between Nebula, True Rippers, Lastade, and even Autobots as well. So it's going to be a little bit of tricky entry here. And I'm genuinely concerned now for TAG fans because they are late to the zone. Will they be able to find a safe haven?
Actually, there's a chance TAG can be caught, which is quite unfortunate. That late game rotation means already all the good spots are taken away inside of the circle, and TAG will need to adjust with whatever that's left over. Nebula Esports, by the way, they haven't even run through a single recall, even though they were taking a lot of fights. 6 finishes on the block off the rip Nebula has, without even going through a single recall, which is great. The best possible odds you can have. Autobots Esports busy taking shots against Lastade Esports. There's a bit of that pixel visible, but he's not able to find connections. Eventually, Ralphie just gives up. But one of the man, Arib, now he's up close and personal, and those shots are way too deadly. Even Nebula Esports from the backlines now striking down the players of Lastade, and they tossed up close and personal. It's going to do some chip damage, but still not enough. Molotov spreads, and that's going to do a lot of damage to the players who are knocked out. Even Colony's there across the proximity. Can he really save the day for the boys?
Oh boy, Arib was able to claim 1 point here. Nebula Esports, again, one of the biggest threats here from the north side of the city itself, is the reason why they're all stuck outside. But Meta Ninja now getting rushed in here for Rising Esports. What were they thinking? They go in for the rush, they lose 2. And Meta Ninja now also stranded out and open here. Yuva is left to clutch things out by himself now.
Even Rising Esports has lost out of 3 players. Autobots Esports as well with a quick third party around the spectrum. How can Rising Esports withstand all of this damage being done on top of them? Another man gets confirmed. US the only person. He connects those shots, but that third party from Autobots, it was too deadly as Rising Esports, they have been eliminated from this game. But there's now also going to be Meta Ninja still standing those knocked out players.
Oh my goodness. Meta Ninja, they denied all those points to Autobots instead. Like, for a second, Autobots could have claimed up all those points, but because they took themselves out before they got in, Rising Esports, I think they got those points.
I think.
What a denial there. So unfortunate for Autobots, but Ari was the one that actually makes things hard there for the situation. But just like that, Meta Ninja out of the equation. Oh boy, what a rough game, but perfect timing for those circle itself, but let's take a look at towards the circle here. The circle is about shifting towards 5 seconds. I think it's going to shift outside of Zhaotin all completely.
Oh, the Blues on the move, though, once again at Rapid Chaos Esports. Even they need to be on the move. This time around, looking at the team of the purple all the way on the edge lines. Backs against the blue. WinGod Esports around those roads. 4TR White Walkers once again next to each other.
Yeah, they
Team
just
Timorleste as well around the southern side.
they just don't really want to get out of the city here, just because they do get themselves a little bit safe haven here. But my interest is still on Nebula as well. Every single circle, regardless of the situation, they have shifted themselves into the center here. A pretty very basic standard textbook play, but it's somehow working out because every single team is stuck outside. Meanwhile, Meta Ninja seems like they've lost Shadow to the zone itself. They are able to get the full reset through for Apollo Spheres and Oxen. But at the same time, they lose Shadow 7 in the process, and they're pretty much under-looted this late into the stage of the game.
The man sacrificed himself for the team. That's what happened. Shadow 7, he went for the recall, got those recalls as well, but then because of the zone damage, he got knocked out as well. So unfortunate. But let's just hope that works out for Meta Ninja, and they're able to at least get a few more points inside of the game. White Walkers finding a little bit of those loose stragglers, not really something that's game-changing. Higbozon Esports, they're keeping the players of TAG in check. And TAG, once again, not in a good spot. They need to squeeze themselves inside of the circle first.
Oh boy, Higbozon now stuck right on the edges alongside with TAG. Can't really do too much here. They need a miracle. They need a third party. They need some sort of noise to actually push through. And the initial encounters here, pushing everybody on the edges here, has forced teams kind of overcrowded on the edges. And that has been a problem for teams who are late to the center of the zone. And Mysterious 4, they do have a very nice advantage here to the south side, but it's not exactly in zone as well. Henry and Naman is going to try and make sure that Team Timorleste do not cross this safely. But for Meta Ninja, they just got recalled and they ran into Lastade.
Oh no, this is just so unfortunate. Meta Ninja Oxen, even he's down low. And there we go, that nade from Nebula. That's going to be the nail in the coffin. Team Timorleste as well, they pretty much follow up that same track. It's just so unfortunate. Team Timorleste losing out on individual players is just so unfortunate. Lastade Esports as well getting eliminated from the game. So many teams taking an exit. Mysterious 4 busy taking a fight against Team Timorleste, and that's going to be the elimination of Team Timorleste too. So many teams got eliminated within that instance.
Oh boy, another team that's fighting to push into the zone. TAG now forced to push up. And it is all going to be against Higbozon. Smokes preemptively set up 4 potential third parties. As Jonathan going to try and look for an off angle, but Higbozon, they have rotated away and they are inside the zone. Not looking to try and overcommit this. Jonathan looking to get lucky with those nades, but he's all by himself. All these utilities completely wasted here for TAG, while Higbozon is going to be a little bit afraid here. But Jelly, he's pushed up close and personal. Yeah. And Higbozon, they're not reacting to this.
Just drives around. TAG, they're trying to execute a gutsy play. And the fact that they've also lost out on Hydro in that process is unfortunate. But they've already got a decent bit of points in this game itself. First game, already 8 finishes on the block. If they do manage to squeeze in a few placements, that's going to be the icing on top of the cake. Apex Gaming still busy tossing out those utilities against Higbozon. White Tiger, he's a little bit in the back foot, but eventually a nade connects from Hirsch, and that's the opening TAG we're searching for. White Tiger's in the back lines. He's got the line of sight against Jonathan, and if Jonathan overextends, he's going to be instantly cut off. White Tiger's position compromised TAG. They lose out another man. That's going to be Jelly taken care of. The fight's down to a 2-on-2, but even Mysterious 4, they're here with the third party.
Oh my goodness, the third party. Higbozon played that beautifully as well, and Jonathan getting naded by God X. Now only Harsh remains, and TAG just might be wiped off here. Harsh now all by himself, fends for himself, goes for a spray, and do not connect. Gets taken out. That's going to be Team Apex Gaming eliminated. Meanwhile, Higbozon, third parties come through.
Oh my God.
Mysterious 4 will be the one that snatches away those points away from Myth. But TAG, they have fallen.
Look at Mysterious 4. This team is on a tear. 11 finishes already on the block, and Mysterious 4 is not stopping anytime soon. Every single person from Mysterious 4, they're popping off on the equal level. They're getting those elimination points as well. Henry's the only person sitting with 4. And we were concerned about this team. Can they make the comeback? Well, there we go. Now surprising all of us. True Rippers, even they're an absolute firing squad, taking those shots, finding those loose stragglers. One man is knocked out. Game, a Chuk. Can he be revived? That's my question. True Rippers, they're probably going to give it all they've got. The man from Wingcon Esports, Probot, he's just all by himself, tied behind this entire vehicle, and Probot is still striking players. He gets the second knock. True Rippers, they don't seem too coordinated. They're getting dismantled, and Probot walks into a Molotov. Mistakes were made, but it's fine. The man's done enough.
Oh my goodness, somehow they're able to pick up Achuk here in this scenario. And True Rippers having a little bit of roster shuffle as well, not bringing back Termi, but somehow True Rippers is able to survive towards the endgame here. They've got 6 elimination and they're now in top 7. So placement points is in play here for True Rippers. Meanwhile, Myth, one of the biggest nuisance on towards the Western fight initially, has completely shut down Hick Bozon. And even for Mysterious Fall, out of nowhere, they are also eliminated by 4TR, Rapid Chaos, and also Myth officials having somewhat of a center control now. But Rapid Chaos, one of the last teams to push in from the south side, seems to be the victors here. And they say victories go towards the spoils, or spoils go to the victors in this scenario. And Rapid Chaos, last to the scene, is able to take out everyone.
It's only stage 5 and we've only got 7 teams standing. The circle is still pretty massive and too many teams alive. A few teams have also taken the individual blows like 4TR down Anonymous, which is not a great thing. Myth official as well in the back lines. They've got Lucifer standing and Herschel as well right next to him. And speaking of 4TR, they're also known as the Comeback Kings, and right now is going to be the best possible time to mount that comeback in the overall standings, because tomorrow it might just be too late.
Unfortunate to say, seeing how the circle shifted as well, this Pagoda Tower is pretty much done for 4TR. They need to exit it. They've lost all vantage, and they need to push out and open. And guess what? On the north side, it's not really even a compound as well. That white speck of dust is not a compound. It's just a big platform landmark on the city itself. So they are probably going to be in the crosshairs of Nebula and Myth, who may look to try and pounce on them as soon as they go out. But it seems like 4TR, they're going to make good of whatever space they're still given yet on this tower here. True Rippers trying to creep out from the east side, who's also trying to push into zone, is still stuck.
I'm not going to lie, this seems like a Nebula game. They've got the advantage inside of the circle and also a pretty good spot. Solid cover as well, which is well fortified. And Nebula Esports are also striking down the players of True Rippers, which could have been the only potential threat. If Nebula Esports manages to win that fight against True Rippers, the backlines are already secured and they don't have to worry about anything anymore. And that's what they really do want to do. They just want to strike down the players of True Rippers. Getting the rifle on Punk is not going to be a big thing. They can easily get Punk back on the floor.
Oh my goodness, but at the same time, vehicles, pretty much tires being popped here by playzZz, not making things easier for True Rippers. They have to go for a mad dash. Meanwhile, for the west side, Rapid Chaos barely on the edge of the zone. Areep is going to try and get a couple of lucky nades here, ooh, but the counter nades, oh my goodness, how is he still alive? Areep somehow survives, and the rest of Autobots, they are creeping up to try and group up and take this fight, but Egi gets shot from the far fray. AX is the one that actually gets the knock.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Egi knocked out Areep as well in the proximity. Ralphie right next to him. Rapid Chaos Esports, I don't think the reign of utility is going to be stopping anytime soon. They are going to be tossing those nades over and over again on top of Autobots since they know they're hurt. But even 4TR from the sidelines, the moment Rapid Chaos Esports exposes themselves, even a pixel, 4TR is going to be taking those shots. He spotted that man from Nebula Esports in the open, right?
Well, they do have a little bit of cover on the other side and end here. I don't think they can actually do too much in that situation. But again,
oh my God.
Now Autobots, the raid parade is being taken here by Rapid Chaos. They need a counter pick, but they've lost two. Only one remains, but it doesn't matter. Rapid Chaos completely flushes them out.
But Autobots Esports, they still got away with 11 points in total from this game, which is quite decent. 11 points off of the game from Rondo. That's more than good. 4TR still on the opposite side of the fray. Flex shot is catching a bit of that hurt from the utilities. It's just going to back away a little bit. Respect the opponents and their nade range. The result's going to be Myth official right in the smack center, and Myth is just keeping their heads tucked down. They're waiting for the right moment to strike. They're waiting for the lobby to be damaged so much that there will be no competition against him.
Yeah, but it's a little bit tricky now, considering the fact that now we just caught a glimpse onto his Droof, the previous eliminator of BMPS 2026. They do not have enough nades, they do not have enough utilities, and now 4TR getting a knock onto his them is just completely starving them of resources. They need to cross the road. And can they get those restock on Autobot's body is going to be the question. But it seems like 4TR, they are going to try and take an advantage to make sure they do not cross safely and take him out. Droof sees the picks of Arthur, chips him away. Still at a stalemate. 4TR going to be gatekeeping Rapid Chaos. It seems like Rapid Chaos, they're running out of options now.
Those shots are way too deadly. Arthur gets shipped down way too low. The moment he peeks back up, he's just catching that hurt from Droof. How can Arthur play that scenario? He needs to get back inside of the vehicle, but the moment he tries to do that, he can also be knocked out. Arthur is stuck. It's not a good position. Needs to be on the move as well, since the blue is also going to be pushing him pretty soon. Rapid Chaos Esports, even they trying to reposition now. Arthur finally sends it inside of the circle, and he's going to find himself around the safety block as well. But now it's time for Rapid Chaos Esports to do the same thing. They need to push up close and personal against Arthur.
Well, but at the same time, seems like Rapid Chaos, they are going to be able to get in contact into his Autobots' body to try and stock up. And this is where they just got enough smoke. Splash going to try and provide cover for them to try and cross through. Meanwhile, 4TR, they're getting attacked from the sides as well. True Rippers on the other hand.
True Rippers are getting truly ripped in this game. Not a lot of points secured from True Rippers, and they're probably just crossing their fingers and hoping for the best. Blue's on the move as well, and True Rippers have already taken heavy beating upon themselves. Arthur is also getting shot at from the back line to the man. I guess he's just going to sacrifice himself to the blue.
Yeah, there's nothing much he can do. Placement points is all they can go for, but even then he is going to get denied. True Rippers gets eliminated in the top 6, but now this restock from Rapid Chaos is going to be extremely crucial. They finally got the group up, and now they do have the utilities to fight back. 4TR now is in for some serious trouble. They've looted up whatever bodies from Autobots, and now they have the utilities. Emergency deploy kits has been set up as well. 4TR does have a nasty off angle. But Nebula Esports, they're not chiming in from this fight. They're focusing on AX coming from the north.
Which is actually a good thing, for Nebula AX is going to be the only threat right next to them as well. And if Adi's able to find a nice knock, if he's able to piece the puzzle, that's going to mean the most, and that's what happens. Aryan, he walks right into that nade. And Adi, since he's also found the opener, I'm pretty sure now Nebula Esports is also going to try to capitalize on the way. But what a nade that was from Cyrax. Returns the favor instantly, but the elimination point, it gets stolen by Rapid Chaos Esports. Unfortunate things. Nebula down to a 3-man squad. AX now getting a quick reset on the board as well, and Nebula does not want to let them go.
Yeah, they have to push for this as well. They've run out of ammunition. They need to get the restock, but AX, they picked up one guy. Phoenix needs to lob the perfect nade. AX trying to reposition. He loses. Oh, and that is going to be spot on. The re-knock comes through.
That man gets... So Nebula now needs to be a little bit more cautious. Cyrax was out in the open, and that's going to be the elimination point secured by Myth Official. Nebula Esports, they had 3 men standing a while ago, but now they're taken down to just a 2-man squad, but they've also secured 12 finishes on the block. Nebula seems like they're on a tear as the fight between Rapid Chaos Esports and 4TR continues.
Oh, still a big game here for Nebula, but Rapid Chaos and 4TR, they're still stuck outside the zone. And Myth, they have not picked out since the entire fiasco. So Rapid Chaos and 4TR seems to be having a little bit of struggle trying to push in. Myth can't seem to pick up just because of the fact that AX may have shot them. And I don't think Myth realizes that AX has already been eliminated from this game. But they're keeping their heads down low. And because of this, Rapid Chaos and 4TR might be able to hold on unless, well, Wiper getting the knock like that is going to make things difficult for them now.
That was such a crucial knock as well. Since Rapid Chaos Esports had the man advantage inside of the final few moments, Rapid Chaos Esports, they were also growing confident. The moment that knock happens, Rapid Chaos Esports' confidence just completely drains out. Another man knocked out, Phoenix getting the confirmation too. Rapid Chaos now down to a 2-man squad. Man advantage in the hands of 4TR. They've got 3 men standing. Wiper gets back inside of the cover, but even he was chipped down low. It's all good though. Rapid Chaos Esports, they lose out another man, and now they've only got 1 man standing. Problems after problems knocking on the door in Rapid Chaos Esports. Converting this game now seems impossible as 4TR, they've got the man advantage. Flex shot, he finds another knock. What are these utilities?
What a defense from 4TR. What a pick as well. Harshu left stranded all by himself here from the side of Miv. Looking for only better placings here. Stuck out of position. But we are down towards a 3v2, v1v1 situation. 4TR in prime position for the winner chicken dinner, but they're still on the edge. FlexJot actually moves up close and personal. Harshu is going to try and take him out, but does not find it. But 4TR still survives this.
Man, 4TR, they've also got the man advantage inside of the fight. Flash, he's down low. The only person from the side of Rapid Chaos Esports who's alive. And he probably needs to secure some placement points as well. He does not have any utilities, but he does have a lot of first aids. And that's something he can capitalize with, but eventually takes too much damage. And now the fight's down to a 3-on-2. The two remaining players of Nebula Esports, can they really be the difference maker? That's my question. 4TR with the man advantage inside of the scenario. That nade, it was perfectly tossed. Now the fight's down to a 2v2. Nomi knows exactly where he needs to toss the utilities. The second nade was tossed in the same trajectory, but he was not able to get anything done. Another man from 4TR gets knocked out. Now the situation's down to a 1-on-1. Nebula, they're able to equalize the situation. Phoenix pulls out the shotgun. He has 12k up close. It might just get the advantage. And no, he unfortunately whiffs all those shots. 4TR, they get that chicken dinner. They pull themselves back from the trenches. And there's a reason why they're also known as the Comeback Kings.
A day of comebacks indeed, but Nebula still having a very impressive start as well. Morale's not looking good here for Nebula, losing that, but still a very, very impressive game once again from Nebula Esports.
Exactly, man. They walked away with finishes. They walked away with top 2. It was impressive considering they were already inside of the top 6. This, as I like to say, makes life a whole lot easier. But for the side of 4TR, a team that was, well, they were kind of a make it or break it situation. This kind of helps them close in that gap, get a little bit of safety going for themselves, and of course, there's the rest of the day still left.
Exactly. Beautiful defense as well for 4TR against Rapid Chaos initially as well. And I have to also give a little bit of honorable mention here for Rapid Chaos. Despite the circumstances they were put in, somehow gave 4TR a run for their money. But this small little fight as well, like Nebula Esports, they were starving in terms of loot. The whole reason why they were down towards 2 players was because, number one, Adi got picked off, and they looked to try and engage against AX, but could not get those restocks on the AX, and that's why they wiped them off, and then they backed off. They could not find those grenades to take these fights.
Indeed, I mean, those utilities are something that will matter the most. But as of now, 4TR, if you look at the performance, it was incredible, right? They had a lot of eliminations on the board as well, and there's a reason why I call them the Comeback Kings as well.
Exactly, and it is going to be interesting to see what, I mean, I'm just excited to see what the rest of the day looks like, because we know these players. These are lads that rely heavily on momentum, heavily on their morale, because 4TR, they like to pick those fights, just like Nebula Esports is. If they are picking those fights, they're coming out on top, they're going to be feeling confident, especially Viper with those 7 finishes, it seems like has showed up looking for revenge, looking up to make up for a lot of those lost performances that were missing from 4TR in the early days of the semifinals so far. But we'll have to see if they can actually pull it off.
I agree, and at the same time as well, I think Viper and Ayatar has had a very, very good crossfire setup for multiple times as well. They did very risky positions, but considering that how 4TR started off from Jaltin's compound and had so much information of everyone's position, their priority shifting was very spot on. Shutting down True Ripper, shutting down Nebula, when to focus on Rapid Chaos was very, very good here. But with that being said, despite 4TR's performance, the MVP is going to be from Nebula. We have Phoenix.
Yeah, of course, 8 finishes on the block. I mean, Nebula Esports was going frag heavy in this game, right? And this was expected coming through from them. But a chicken dinner was something that I really thought that Nebula Esports will be able to secure since they wiped out AX. They also wiped out True Rippers, which were the only big potential threats. But the way 4TR played that entire scenario, man, they just outbrained everyone. Top players on the screen, even Viper getting 7 frags on the board. Ariba's Wall getting 5 from Autobots Esports. Nebula once again there on the board with Kratos getting 4 frags and Fierce 2 from Meta Ninja.
Actually, I have to disagree with you here. We think that you feel like 4TR